Well, hello folks, welcome to another video. So in this video I thought I'd share with you a recent purchase that can be either used for photography or videography. It's the UteBit C clamp and mini ball head. So let's take a look inside the box and see what we actually get. So as you can see, it's pretty well packed. Bubble wrap. There's a, I won't say an instruction card, but a contact card for the company for support on there. So we get that in the box, and so this is the ball head. So there you go, folks. It's the ball head. Quite a small little ball head. Right, I'm going to put that to one side, and we'll take a look at the C clamp. So let's move the box out of the way now. So this is the C clamp. So there you go, folks. That's the C clamp. It's quite a sturdy looking thing, but let's take a closer look at it. Right, so what we have is, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4 positions to mount the camera. Or in fact you could probably mount the mini ball head on these as well, but it's certainly 4 positions to mount. They've all got a little rubber pad around them there to protect the base of whatever you're connecting it to there, with the exception of that one, but all the rest have got nice rubber, and even on the clamp part itself, a nice rubber cushion in there, and that's a fairly soft bit of plastic. But there you go, folks. It's very well made. It's probably an aluminium or an aluminium alloy. I think that opens up to, I think it's about 70 centimeters, not quite sure, but certainly very well made. So what we're going to do is we'll actually take a look at the ball head, and we'll have a quick look at that and see how well that's put together. Right, folks, here we have the ball head. So there's your thread for mounting to your base of your camera or camcorder, and on the bottom there's your 1/4 thread there for mounting onto your tripod or the C clamp itself. I think that's adjustable, so you can screw that up so you don't go too deep into your base of your camera, and then lock it off with that. That's your loosen the clamp off there to give you a movement of the ball head. It'll actually go at right angles there, folks. You can see that. And if we lock it down, then that is very, very sturdy. That's not going to move at all. It's very, very sturdy indeed. So what we're doing now is we're actually going to stick it onto the C clamp itself and try and let's have a look and see what it looks like on that, and try it in the various positions. So if you just bear with me while I stick it on the C clamp. Right, folks, so now we've got the ball head mounted onto the C clamp itself. So we've mounted it onto the uppermost position. So that's mounted on there again. So we can now take it off. Just change hands a minute, folks. We'll change it, so now it can go onto that position there, which is that's a few positions there, so it's quite adaptable to whatever surface or whatever table or door, whatever you fancy mounted on. That one there. So now we've got gives you a slight different angle there. So we're going to drop it off of that one. So that's the only one that hasn't actually got any rubber little cushion in there. Right, so let's try it onto the top now. Just stick it onto that one. So again, here we go. It's mounted onto the top position or the bottom position, depending on which you fancy. But it's certainly very well made. I'm not sure whether I will trust it with a really heavy DSLR or a really heavy camcorder, but certainly with a compact camera or a smartphone or a smaller camcorder, I think it would be an absolute treat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try a few of the different mounting options, and we'll take a look and see what it looks like. So if you just bear with me, folks. So there we go, folks. What we have here now, we've got it mounted onto the table. I'm trying to hand hold the camera. The stabilization is not very good on this little compact. We have it mounted on our table with a relatively small compact. So I'll try and do this one-handed if I can. So we can turn that, if we loosen that, whoop, he says as he drops it. But as you can see, we can change the position of that. Well, and then I'll try and lock it off with one hand. Probably won't be able to manage it very well. There's a little bit of resistance on it, but that's now mounted on there. So you can see that, folks, that mounts very well, just as a normal clamp. That seems to work very well. And again, I'm not sure I trust it with a very heavy compact or DSLR or camcorder, but certainly with the lighter compacts and camcorders and even DSLRs, it will probably work okay. So let's now we'll try a few different positions and see what it looks like. So folks, the next mounting option, all we've done is just reversed it completely. So whereas it was mounted on the bottom just there, we've now just totally reversed it. So it's just the reverse of what we've done, but it's now a little bit lower down, that's all. But that's, other than that, is exactly the same position. So folks, this is the next option we've tried here. We've actually just mounted it onto the back of a chair. So again, just using the clamp, but in one of the other positions. So we've just mounted it now onto the back of a chair. It does seem to work very well. And here we have it mounted onto a door. Just clamped onto the door there. It's pretty sturdy. It's not fantastically steady, but it's okay. As I said, I wouldn't want to put a heavy camera or camcorder on it because I think it would be perhaps not strong enough for that. But just mounted on the door there, I think that works quite well. So folks, here we have it mounted to the central column of my tripod. So you can actually mount it on a tube as well. I don't know how sturdy it would be mounted on the handlebars of a bike, but certainly you can mount it on a curtain pole or something like that, or anything with a tube. But on here I haven't actually over tightened it because it's just aluminium. But yeah, you can mount it on a tube as well. So it's got a fairly good options for mounting. And just another method of mounting something on. So we have here just a standard smartphone clamp or bracket, so long as it's got a tripod bush in the bottom or in the top, whichever way you want to look at it. You can mount your smartphone. So I'll just stick my smartphone in there and you can see what that looks like. So folks, here we have it with the smartphone bracket mounted and my Samsung mounted onto it. So again, pretty versatile. Just screws onto the bottom in the normal way. As long as your phone bracket is a tripod thread in the bottom, you can mount it. I think you could also use it for mounting the small LED lighting sort of panels or boxes that you can buy, as long as it's got a tripod bush in the bottom. So you could have several of these fixed to tables and doors if you had difficulty or difficult lighting situations where you didn't have anything to mount your lights or room for tripods. You can actually clamp it down with using one of these brackets. So I think it's a pretty good buy. I think it was I think it was £12.99 or £12.49 here in the UK. So well worth buying, folks. So folks, there we have it, the UteBit C clamp and mini ball head. Certainly a worthwhile piece of equipment to have in your gadget bag when you're going out taking photos or videos. So you can mount your camera or your camcorder to a fence or back of a seat, park bench or something like that. But there you go, folks. Hope you find this video interesting. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you again soon. Bye bye for now. So folks, In case you were wondering how I got my overhead shots with the video I've just done, what I've got is my very aging Slick 88 tripod. Say hello to Odin in the background trying to sleep. So that's my Slick 88 tripod, and all I've done is I've got the Cam Kit's selfie stick mounted on the tripod like that. As you can see on the actual bore head itself. Let's see if I can. So there's the bore head. Oh, well, it's not the bore head on this one, but so as you can see, it's not. Sorry for the shakes, folks. Say hello to Odin while we're at it. Right, so there we go. Just mount it on there, folks. That's all it is. You can adjust it. It said it's not overly sturdy, but again, lightweight compact like this I'm using works a treat. But there you go, folks. That's how I've done my overhead shot.